Welcome, everybody. We are the City of Lincoln Group, and we develop the renter and landlord community education tool. So, to discuss our company a little, like I said, City of Lincoln, our two sponsors working in the Department of Urban Development and the Nebraska Housing Developers Association. And the goal of the project was the courses were currently only offered in person, which might not be the best accessible for a lot of people. So our goal was to translate that into an online environment, make it easier to take the courses for those if you can't make it in person. So to talk about our stakeholders a little bit, Amber Marker, Executive Director of the Nebraska Housing Developers Association, and Kurt Elder, Geographic Information Systems Analysis with the City of Lincoln Department of Urban Development. These two have been awesome all semester, super good at communicating with us, what needs done, communicating their vision, and yeah, it's been great working with you guys. So to introduce the team a little, only two of us are here. I'm Taylor Satterfield. I was the squad lead and development manager for the team. Ben Risen is our project manager. Then into our developers, we had Austin Aldana, Gianni Young, who is here, in fact, and Dalton Houlet, and Alexander Kupek. So our faculty and coach our project manager was William Browning, and for our tribe lead, we had Dr. Shruti Bowman, and our project coach, who unfortunately couldn't be here, is Kathy Ludwig. Once again, you guys have been great as well. So the problem we had was, like I said, these courses were only offered in person. The rent-wise and housing provider education, and the goal of those courses is to reduce the eviction rate, and putting this into an online environment makes it easier for people to take that and reduce those numbers down even further. The regular population who haven't completed the course has an eviction rate of 2.3, and those who have are down to 1%. So that might look like a small number, but it really is a drastic difference. So digitizing the course, like I said, just makes it more accessible to those who can take it online. So our solution built was an online web app, and it is a course system for both rent-wise and housing provider education, which includes a quiz system, progression tracking, so keeping track of where they're at, an admin client for agencies as well as our sponsors to kind of maintain the app, as well as a public reporting database that kind of shows off who's completed the course to more facilitate the housing market. And as you can see on the right, our landing page, the first thing you see when you come to the app, it's got a lot of information about the courses and sign up button, whatnot. And then on the left is the courses overview page for both the courses, rent-wise and housing provider education.
All right, so now I'm going to go into a little bit more about each of those parts that we worked on. Starting out, I'm going to start out talking with the quiz system. This is at the end of each module that the user goes and reads through with all the information. The questions are stored in a database and they are retrieved and randomized for the user to attempt them, and it requires an 80% or higher to pass. You can see on the screen, this is what it looks like while they're taking it. After they submit it, they'll have a review page that looks like that. It'll show them what questions they got wrong, and depending on the question, it can also give them a hint. Another feature with this is the progression tracking. So as a user goes through the course and completes more of it, their progression gets higher. This is shown on our app with a color changing wheel that shows both the progression percentage as well as just kind of a color representing how far they are. So it starts off at 0% in red and goes to green at 100%. And once they do complete the course, the user can get access to a certificate or the ability to add properties depending on the course they take. One of the other things that we built for this was an admin client. So with this, This lets instructors or other admin users view user course progress. They can manage the data for properties. There's some special fields that only they can enter in for tracking certain certifications and things like that. It also has the ability to add or edit agencies. And you can see some of the examples of pages in this admin client. Another feature we had was public reporting. So this was something that's supposed to be publicly accessible to the public. It allows them to see users that have completed the courses. So for RentWise, we wanted to kind of keep their information pretty secure. So what we have for that is if they know their email, they can look it up and it'll tell them if they have completed it or not. For those who have completed housing provider education, that we wanted to be a little bit more public because we want they want to know, or they want people to know that they've completed it, whether or not they know who they are. So that just lists off all of them. You can see that on the bottom right there. And those housing providers are also able to add properties. You can see here and list off the different properties that they own and show what's available. For our architecture that we used for this, the app itself is hosted right now live on Heroku. You can go to training.rentwise.org to check it out. And we built this on the mean stack, which is MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node. All right, so to talk a little bit about the value of what we made, what we ended up with at the end of this project is an easily accessible app that anybody can take online. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can make it to the in-person classes anymore. You can take it on your own time at your own pace. Because of this, it'll be, it's open to the community and should hope further decrease those eviction rates in Lincoln and hopefully surrounding areas. Let's see. So also some of the highlights that we have here is public reporting. The public reporting database will help facilitate the housing market. One of the big things that we learned was we learned how to dynamically adjust our plans as sponsors' expectations changed and evolved over time. It helped to drastically improve our product based on the feedback we were receiving. We were able to prioritize the work based on time, cost, and value to the project. We were able to communicate the technical aspects of the development process to a non-technical audience every week. And we were also able to build this pretty large project from the ground up, from the planning to the development, all the way to the transition to the sponsors at the end.
So yeah, that is all we had. Like Ben said, it's been really fun working on a project that is, something that'll actually help people decrease those eviction rates. It feels really meaningful. Like I said, the sponsors have been great. Pleasure working with them. We're really proud of the product. It sounds like they're pretty happy with it too, which is always good. But that's all we have. So anybody have any questions? Yes. We can come check it out at our booth till 4. We'll be here later. We can explain it a little more. Have a little more time over there. Yeah. So the question was where we got the information from the landlord education tool. And so that is the housing provider education course. And Kurt, that was one of the things that Kurt was super helpful on, is there was, nothing really. And he set up and recorded 10 videos, just discussing the concepts of the course, and got those all to us. So he pretty much created it from scratch at that point. Obviously, knowing what he knows, but yeah.